Thank you for joining me today for the Parent Essential Skills Curriculum Training. This section will discuss Pairin's curriculum and what resources are available to you. My name is Kara Blakey and I am a curriculum consultant at Pairin. I'm currently pursuing a master's degree in education with a focus on counseling and career development, and I've taught secondary English for 5 years. The brains behind this curriculum is Dr. Tara Laughlin. She is the Director of Readiness Curriculum at Pairin. She received her doctoral degree in Educational Studies from UNC in 2014 and wrote her dissertation on 21st century pedagogy. She taught elementary school for 6 years and taught at the secondary level for 3. Our agenda for this presentation is to go over the curriculum and gain an understanding of the resources that are available to you. Here we have the 4 buckets: professional, personal, civic, and entrepreneurial. Within each bucket lives 5 essential skills. For each essential skill, there are sub-skills, which are indicated by the number inside of the brackets. You will not see lessons developed at the essential skill level, but where you will see them is at the sub-skill level. Let's take a closer look. Here you see within the professional bucket lies 5 essential skills: leadership, accountability, productivity, initiative, and grit. For each of these essential skills, there are sub-skills that make up that essential skill. So you will see that leadership has 7 sub-skills. Those are achievement, attraction of followers, decision-making, personal power, responsibility, self-confidence, and organizational awareness. The lessons are built at the sub-skill level. So you will not see a lesson on leadership. However, you will see 7 lessons on the sub-skills that make up a leader. Now, you may seem or feel a little overwhelmed by the amount of lessons that you just saw on the following page. But take a deep breath. There are several ways for you to implement these lessons inside your classroom. The first is to use the survey data from your students to narrow down the skills that you may need to teach. For example, you may notice that some of your students are struggling with one particular skill where they may be proficient or doing pretty well with another. You have the ability to kind of pick and choose what skills you feel are essential for your students at this time. Another way to divvy up the lessons would be through departments or by teachers who are maybe more comfortable teaching a specific skill than another. It's entirely up to you and your administration to decide how exactly you will implement these skills and which skills you feel are necessary for this point in time. What resources are available? So for every single lesson, 6 resources are provided for you: a teacher's guide, a lesson in PowerPoint form, student notes, student handouts, additional exercises, and rubrics. Please note that you will be getting physical copies of each of these resources during your skills demonstration. However, for right now, we're just going to take a deeper look at each of the resources. Teacher's guides. The teacher guides have learning targets, the materials that you will need for that lesson, the estimated time the lesson will take, an overview of the lesson, and any additional resources that Pairin has made available for you that correspond with the lesson. Now, we all know that teacher's guides are a blueprint for the lesson to come. So it's very important that you not only read and study the teacher's guide, but also take a look at the lesson before presenting to students. The lesson. The lesson contains a learning target and gradual release of responsibility. Each lesson begins with an opening, kind of a hook to get students excited, an instruction that details the skill, guided practice that allows students to interact with the skills and the lesson, and independent practice, which is an opportunity for the students to demonstrate their proficiency on each skill. Now, a great thing about the Pairin curriculum is that it is editable, which means that as you go through the lesson, if there are components that may not resonate with your students, you're able to change them so that it can kind of better match the learning style of your classroom. Student notes. The student notes are aligned to the instruction portion of the lesson. They highlight the main idea of the lesson. The student notes are printable, which means that students can put them inside their notebooks or inside a sheet protector in their binders. They can also be uploaded to class websites as references or emailed to parents to help reinforce the skill at home. Student handouts. The student handouts are aligned to the guided and independent portions of the lesson. The student handouts encourage students to interact with the content, and they can be used as informal, formative assessment information. Additional exercises. These are aligned to the lesson, but not part of the lesson. These provide extra practice opportunities for students who need it. So for example, if an independent practice from a student handout is turned in by students, a teacher can assess which students are grasping the skill and which students may need more help. For the students who need more help, you are provided 5 additional exercises that can help a student show or demonstrate how well they've learned the skill in a different way. These additional exercises approach skills from different angles. So oftentimes you'll see kind of an analytic additional exercise, an artistic additional exercise, to kind of help all the different types of learners get a chance to exhibit the skill in their special way. These additional exercises can also be used as a formative assessment information. And finally, the rubric. The rubrics are aligned to the learning target. So the learning target for each lesson is the proficient expectation on each rubric. Rubrics provide observable behaviors. So watching a student demonstrate a skill is going to give you a better idea of how well they've grasped that skill. These rubrics should be used with students to identify desired behavior at all levels. So it's very important to familiarize the students with each section of the rubric and what the expectation is of them for each part of the rubric. And just as we do with rubrics and content areas, we use them for formative or summative assessment. So that is an overview of the Pairin curriculum and the resources that are available to you. If you have any questions, please contact Dr. Laughlin. Thank you.